as young Macedonians, we constitute 1/4 of the population of our country. The reasons why many young Macedonians are leaving the country is that they're struggling with serious issues, such as unemployment. Young people have a double more higher, so you're gonna have to edit this, but young people have twice a higher rate of unemployment than the average population in Macedonia. A second issue is the quality of education. A research done by World Bank on human capital showed us that even though young people in Macedonia by their adulthood or by their 18th year study over 11 years in the educational system, which is a good news, they are losing 4.4 years of education in the sense that they do not have the knowledge of 11 years, but they actually have the knowledge of something closer to 6 years. Another challenge is the quality of life. We have research telling us that we have 1/3 of young Macedonians that have never been to a cinema, most likely because there is none in their city. So this is just a basic cultural opportunity you can have to go to the movies, but what about talking about alternative culture, about festivals, about theater, about access to literature, to books, and many other new forms? So these are the factors, some of them, the contributing factors that chase young Macedonians out of their country, making them try to have a better life elsewhere, whether that is a new opportunity to get a job or to have access to quality of education. But I honestly believe that the factors that keep young Macedonians in other countries are the quality of life that they receive in these countries and the quality of social services that they have access to. Because you may go for the employment, but you might stay for the access to proper cultural, social opportunities, to infrastructure, and even a ratio of salary to standard. There's a lot of push and pull factors that influence this situation, but I strongly believe that if our countries, and I'm talking Macedonia and the Western Balkans here, work on providing more opportunities for employment, better access to education, quality education, and overall focus on youth as a demographic and improving the quality of life a young person has in our countries, then these factors that are going to make you have a sense of perspectivity in your own country might prevail. There are several factors that can contribute to improving the employability of young people. The first is to improve the quality of overall education. That is why the Western Balkan countries, even though only a few are now participating in the PISA studies, all of them should participate in PISA studies and use these data as a way to improve the quality of education while also doing national evaluations. The second thing is more focus on vocational education. Unfortunately, VAT has been degraded in our countries and is seen as an undesirable approach towards education. We have massification of higher education, generations of generalists or people that are going into either law, economy, and technology as primary sectors, but yet we don't have the professionals to service the other important areas of life. So vocational education, dual education, these are also important reforms. The third one is to build in soft skills within the educational system. Less theory and more applied knowledge is what we need to have out of it. We need to have students that have employability skills. We've done trainings for soft skills in the past, and we found out that 1/3 of the young people we train through non-formal education on soft skills get their employment in the first 6 months. Now, this is something that needs to be integrated in formal education. And lastly, a culture of entrepreneurship and opportunities to be a young entrepreneur will also help us, because the majority of people in Macedonia, for instance, see the public sector as their most desirable employer, and that is because I think it offers a little bit more stability than the other sectors, and we need to change this. So, immigration is not a problem. It is immigration is actually the manifestation of problems. It is a symptom that something is not right in societies and that people are looking for better lives elsewhere. Mobility is definitely something we should encourage. That is what the union stands for, and that is something that we need to have as an open opportunity for people to move across and experience education experience, employment experience societies. We should definitely encourage mobility in the Western Balkans, intra-Balkan and inter-European, because this is going to help us raise generations of young people with new visions, with new ideas, with more sensitivity of different cultures that are more resistant to nationalism, to corruption, to autocracy, that know how functional societies should live and breed. And at the same time, we should strengthen all countries in the opportunities they provide for young people. Because if you do not have a country that is able to provide you with a dignified quality life, then you will have no motivation to return or contribute to it whatsoever.